November 10th here. We're out doing a little bit of ripping right by the home place here. This was soybeans, and then they came across with the drag line, got injected manure at 9,000 gallons an acre, and then now we're going through and ripping it. It's pretty hard packed stuff. That at home it typically is. We got higher compaction, mainly because silage just packs ground. Grab another gear. Just all the wagons driving over, it just packs the ground until there's no tomorrow. So we really gotta set the ripper down deep and get below it, break it up. One neighbor just to the south of us going, I really should clean my windows. Got most of the long rows here done. I just got a little bit south of the barn and working on end rows here. Really pretty packed here. We were pumping pit and it was a little bit squishy on top, so it just got packed. A little bit of power hopping. Definitely not the funnest thing doing end rows on silage ground. November 17th here, we're out chiseling. I got the ripper. Dad's up on the top of the hill. He's got the 8960 with the old Glencoe chisel. I got the 9420 with our 2700 ripper. It's a 9 shank, 24 inches. A little bit narrower together than your average one, but we like how it works. Tillable this quarter. Where I'm at is kind of a bottom, and then this is an incline here. They're out here yesterday spreading fertilizer on this. Now we're working it in, but I'm in the bottom where it's heavier soils. Dad's kind of on the top of the hill, and for where he's at, it drops down in that, I don't know, 1/10 of a mile as much as it does in this 1/3 of a mile. It's pretty steep over there, so we're not working it as deep as we are on the heavier stuff over here, just to help prevent erosion. And there's a couple of gravel pockets on the side of that hill, and there was an old washout, which this is our 3rd crop we farmed on this field, preparing for the 4th. And the first 2 years there was probably a 5-acre piece down there that was just too wet that we couldn't farm. And the 2 neighbors downstream were gonna go through and tile their corners to help dry it up a little bit. So we worked in with them and just kept running a tile line all the way up the hill. So that it all dried up now. This is our first year farming through it. But it was still a foot and a half dip, enough that the combine, the bean head would drag, even though it hydroflex and everything is just so steep that it'd hook and drag a little bit. And then you're always driving through that rut or that low spot. It's just took the time to fill it in a little bit, clean it up, so it makes it a lot nicer of a field. The neighbors are out here pumping pit from the 2 hog barns up on the hill. putting a red rock weight on the back end of that. So he's bouncing a little bit too much. Can't go very fast. This here's got a lot more of a fall off here. Kind of a bunch of little ridges here. Here's the washout that I had filled in. Just took the payloader here yesterday morning, leveled it off best I could. He'll go through it a couple times and see how much nicer it is next year. Well, it's a little different view, but I'm in a different tractor now. Here's actually my house where I'll be living. We got 3 fields here, a little, I don't know, 6.5 acre piece here, and then about 100 feet of a pasture because there's a little bit of a creek there. There's 50 acres on the south side, and then there's another creek on the north side of this little piece, and then we got 70 acres just on the north side. We got an excavator there digging up rocks. I think, yeah, he's right there. Get that piece done today or tomorrow hopefully, and we can fertilize that, rip that, and then all said and done next year we should have a 170 acre piece on the north side. It's got mile long rows because we got this quarter, and then the 240 right across, we got that one. So that'll be a 95 acre on the north, a 40 acre pasture this will connect to, and then 105 on the south. And that 105 will attach this 50, and then this piece here will also be corn with those two. So we should have about 160 acres of corn next year here, and 170 acres of beans. When I'm out here with this, the Glencoe chisels, they don't go nearly as deep. That way, less rocks get brought up, and also there's just less soil here. So we try and not go as deep, because that way we're always hooking them and wrecking stuff, and you gotta pick them all. That's our little redneck weight addition. Dad went and drug it out of the grove. It's like a 11 foot long, foot by foot square rock. Need a little bit of weight because otherwise this thing likes to bounce. So if I speed up, this is what it bounces like this. So I got a Cummins in here, so I just slow her down to 1300 RPMs and just let her bog at that. She's got plenty of torque. Sometimes we pull this chisel with our 200 horse 4960. So this has got 370, so it's definitely got the ponies to do the job. Just let her bog down and eat. Well, this will be my last strip on this piece. Got a little bit of inroads done, left to do, and that'll be done with this one. Top her off with fuel, and this will be ready to go for tomorrow. But I think we're going to be either baling or hulling manure. Coming out here to kind of see how the excavator is coming on the rocks he was digging out. This dark spot above me was where one was buried that they would always lift up and farm around. So he dug it up, cleaned them up, now we know how to farm around them. There's the second spot there, and the third spot where the excavator's at. Looks like he's got a few left in here to haul off. Then he'll be on to the next pile.